Hello everyone, Xanderreal Gaming coming at y'all with another video. And yes, I'm finally able to do our weekly gameplay videos of One Piece. I got the laptop charged up, so I was ready to rock and roll this weekend. In the first matchup, we have Enel versus Yamato. Probably this matchup, I would imagine, is very favorite in the Yamato. Being able to apply that double attacker early and get your opponent down to some early life numbers is going to be sketchy for sure. Neither one playing anything on the first turn there. Is just playing out as Nami here to give the banish and double attack, and he is going to have to combo out of that. Such a very powerful play to see on that, 3 Dawn turn in the Yamato deck, being able to really apply a ton of pressure on your opponent. And it looks like he's playing the same stuff, right? With the Nami being able to give him banish this time and able to get out the 2 cards from his opponent here. I do like both these decks a lot. Yamato, I personally have built. She's really fun to play. And then my buddy here on the left is always playing Enel. It's his favorite leader. So let's see what he can apply on the board. Usually with Yamato, you're just trying to put a lot of pressure swinging on your opponent early. He does combo out of this 6K. He does have the component hand. Is going to swing in with the Nami. Probably take this one. Ooh, and chooses to add it to the hand because that was the kill spell. Unfortunate to see it there that early. But he is playing down the Shirahoshi. I think that's the Shirahoshi when she's deleted, lets you get a life back, something like that. I'm not too familiar. I haven't been playing a ton of One Piece lately. I've been, I need to build a new waifu deck. And there's not one coming out in the next set, so the Enel player just going to pop the Nami on board and just swing into life for 6. He does decide to take this to hand, and they are both sitting at 3, so pretty even game state at the moment. Maybe just going, ooh, nice. So the new Robin is a great include in this deck because if they are a 5 life leader, you can get the 2 attacks off, and then in your turn, with the Robin, or just like he did here on this 4th turn, being able to play the Robin and get him down to 2. Which could potentially, after you play that Robin, say like you play the Robin and you still have Dawn up on later turns, you could trash the life and then, stack up Dawn and try to swing out with your leader here. Is going to take this hit to the face. Ooh, nice. Going to play this guy out. He does have to trash a card from his hand if he wants to play him out. I do think that is the requirement of this life trigger. He is going to trash a card so that way he can get him out on the field, so that's going to help him out a lot with the bodies. And then just going to combo out of that leader. Then is just going to play the Katakuri so that way he can recover, keeping himself at a pretty good total. And I'm not sure. I run that Nami, and I don't remember what she does in live. I think she blows up like a 4 cost or less. Something interesting like that. Big turn here for the Yamato player. He's got plenty of Dawn to play with. He's going to have 3 attackers, so probably just trying to decide how much you want to stack on your leader. Because unfortunately, like other leaders where you can just try to swing in maybe and get a free card out of the hand, with Yamato, you really want these hits to go through, so you're trying to decide like how much you want to put on your Yamato. And that's what I always find myself doing, where I'm just stacking up a lot of Dawn and seeing if I can get some free hits in on my opponent. Is just going to load up here, swinging in on the leader. He's probably going to have to take this one to his hand. Maybe not want to lose out on some of those good cards that we see he has in his hand, but he is going to use the event to boost up through not wanting to take this check. Which will be interesting because now maybe he has to worry about if he maybe should have kept that in his hand for this Yamato attack here, which is going to be a double attacker here. Is going to choose to play both of these, and yeah, the Nami does kill the small body on the board. I thought it was something like that, so a really good card to be able to put back in life for him. Going to swing in with the Robin. I think this is 8K. You probably have to take this too. Does combo out, and then just going to see a Frankie on the board, so able to apply a lot of pressure here with the Yamato player. Is getting to get another trigger here in life. He's just swinging with the body on board, choosing to take this card to life. Gonna stack up with the Enel, swinging 7K, going to block. Going to take this. Ooh, the Nekomashi. That comes out for free. He is able to recover with the Katakuri. That was a great hit in life here for him, because now he's going to pose 4 attacks on board. And with the double attack Yamato, really 5 hits at his life here coming in. Doesn't have many cards in his hand. I do say that this game has gone on a little longer than, you know, I thought it would, considering the matchup. I know this has to be an absolutely horrible matchup for Enel, but he is working his way through it. And he does have the Yamato down to 0 life. So if he can, you know, make it out of this turn alive, he can potentially swing for a game on the Yamato next turn, which is what he's probably thinking about here. I do think as Yamato, you really just have to go all the way in on your attacks and then just hope your opponent can't counter out here. He is going to get the trigger to pop the Frankie and is able to use his leader effect to recover 1, but now he just gets to choose how much Dawn he wants to stack up on these characters. I think you do have to go for the win here, because if not, you definitely lose next turn. So this is a cool thing about One Piece. You can have the same cards on the field, and then, you know, with Dawn being such a cool thing. Oh, he's just playing the Hody Jones. Nice. That's a great card in this deck for sure. So Yamato taking the first win. In round 2 here, we are going to see Boa playing against the same Yamato player. Looks like he's just starting out here with the Sengoku Searcher, able to grab the Jinbei. I like his Dawn cards. He's got the Boa Dawn cards as well. I love Boa. She's my favorite character in the show. Definitely my favorite deck to play. So awesome to see someone here being able to bring it into the table 1 at the shop. Let's see if he just takes that really cool, you know, 8 Dawn double attacker. Oh, he played out the that Law as a blocker, right? I think the Law is a blocker. Yeah, what a what a great card. He had to waste 3 Dawn to try to get that swing in just to get rid of that Law blocker, and that is going to be really, really annoying for him to, you know, play around some of these small blockers that this deck can play out pretty early. In this matchup, I'm not sure how this is supposed to go. I never really play against the 7 Demon Lord or the 7 Great Warlords of the Sea version of the deck with my Yamato too much. When I play Boa, my Boa deck is the Boa Pirates, all the little snake ladies and stuff. But just swinging here with 6, he does combo out the 2K, able to play out 1 character to pass the turn. He is going to have some pressure on him here now on the Boa side, because now he can just stack a little bit of Dawn on these characters and, you know, try to swing in. He is going to combo out. Oh, combos out the Nami. That is unfortunate not being able to keep that in hand. Hopefully he has some extra Namis in his hand that he can use to give the character banish. Oh, wow. He does there. He just 2Ks for days here with the Capone as well. Now going Gecko Moria, putting out the Law blocker once again, which is going to be a problem for this deck. Usually in Yamato, you don't run a lot of things in your deck that can clear small body blockers like this, because you're really trying to go all gas, no brakes, swinging at their life. So when decks pose small, annoying little blockers like this, it can really just mess up your entire game plan. To know that, you know, a 1-cost blocker, regardless of its power, is just keeping you from doing what the entire deck does. Which is what I think makes playing Yamato. Oh, wow. He plays out the Hody Jones already, having to take the life. Is going to try to swing in with the double attack here onto lead. He doesn't have anything else to play, though, so this should be really easy to combo out of. And he does. He just combos right out of it. The Hody Jones hopefully going in to clear this blocker so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And he does get to do that, but what a turn to have to do that just to try to get a swing in 1 card. Maybe could have kept some of that Dawn up, but he wanted to try to clear off that blocker and try to make sure he got that double attack in. I think he's going Gecko Moria into the body on board here. Great call, probably just to take it, because he has other bodies he could load up Dawn on just to get rid of that character. So I think he just had to take it. He would have to commit a lot more Dawn on a character to clear off the Hody Jones, which is what he is doing here. And it is a great call. This is why, you know, the 7 Warlords of the Sea is such a great deck, because you can build offensively with your characters on board and defensively, using your characters to either press your opponent's life or clear their characters on the board. and it just makes the 7 lore word package so amazing, right? You got Boa as a leader, Doflamingo as a leader, and they really just run all the same cards, just depending on what leader effect you want to try to do. Obviously, Doflamingo a little bit more aggressive than Boa. Boa a little bit more value in some of the plays you can do. But you can see here, this late in the game, only just now getting off his first double attack 8K in through life. And he is just adding up the 2 Dawn. I'm not sure what this card is or what that character does, but something made him be able to put 2 Rested Dawn on him. Hopefully it's a blocker, because he is probably going to take some damage coming in this turn. We do see he has the big Dofi in hand and a couple other characters. Just going to try to swing, get some cards out of the hand. He only has 2 cards in his hand here, so shouldn't be able to provide a lot in counter play out of the hand. Swinging it with the Jinbei and the Gecko Warrior here. Probably just have to take these, right? Maybe hope that you hit something good in life. He does. He does get to play out that character as well. Played him out. And I think now here as the Boa player, maybe you have to worry about getting cracked back on next turn. And there it goes. There goes the Dofi that we saw. Bouncing the character back to his hand. He is at 5 or less, so he finally does get to use his Boa's effect to draw another card. So he's able to clear a body and then draw a card. That Doflamingo is so good in this deck because you get all that value. Finally seeing a Dareshi here. This is probably unfortunate to play this Dareshi this late for 3, because that means that's 3 Dawn where you're not putting another body on the board here. The Doflamingo player does not have a blocker on the board, and he is just adding back 2 more Namis, knowing that he runs a full 4 package of Nami here. Unless he can play a character with Rush, right, he's not going to be able to put on pressure for game, because at the moment he can take 2 life with the leader, and then he can, you know, get another swing in life. But he looks like he's just going after the board here, and that tells us that this game is probably not for long, right? Like, him not being able to go for game on this turn means that he is probably just going to get cracked back on by the Boa player this next turn. He is going to get to use his Nami, which is cool, and is going to be able to banish these 2 cards, swinging at life. I doubt there's any way he has enough combo in hand not to have to take these 2 cards, but he's going to have 4 attackers, and he only has 3 cards in his hand, so really just hoping for a kill spell, hopefully in life here, that might be able to save him. Thinking again, able to draw 2, has to trash 1, just going to load up with the Boa now, and he does not have enough. Wait, nice. Good gameplay there. A little tough matchup for the Yamato, I think, having to deal with all those bodies and not being able to get that first big, 8K swing in. But in the finals here, we do have Boa on the left, again, the same player, and then Shanks is making it to the top table in the room here on the recording. Only 3 rounds for this tournament. I think we only had 8 players, and someone lost their pair down. So only 3 rounds for this week's tournament of One Piece. We do see him able to start off with the Searcher and the Shanks. Not seeing that Nami Searcher that is so essential in the deck, the 1-drop. Boa is able to play down the Doflamingo, trying to decide what he wants to put back and where. I think in this matchup, sorry, I was just trying to collect my thoughts. I think in this matchup, if Shanks can get to, the 8, 9, 10 Dawn turns, that is really where he can start to shine and take control of the board, because Boa can't really put a ton of, pressure on the board with, a huge body. So I think if Shanks can get to the 8 Dawn turn, he will have some power in this game. But, he's going to try really hard not to let him get there. Adding a Dawn on the Boa to be able to swing into life. And then he just combos out, and then now Jinbei letting him play down the Law, and then Law lets him back down, play the character back to his hand. He is able to draw a card because he's at 5 or less, so Boa doesn't care if you bounce your opponents or your characters. If a character just gets bounced back to the hand, you get to draw a card if you're at 5 or less. So nice value there, able to add 2 cards to his hand, so that way he can fuel some of his plays. This turn and next turn is going to be an interesting turn for the Shanks player. He is able to give his character the boost, so maybe he can survive some of these attacks next turn. Swinging into life here, hopefully is going to combo out, and he does. But now he is going to have to take some damage this turn, right? Like, he's going to have 2, maybe 3 swings coming into his life, but Boa will have to put some Dawn on these characters if they want to swing into the Shanks now that he's buffed up. I'm not sure what the best play would be here on this turn. Maybe you play a Jinbei, get back another character, but then you're really risking knowing that the Shanks player on the next turn might be able to clear both of those bodies. So just going with the buggy, going to try and, you know, stack his deck some to try to find some of the cards he needs. Is just going to play the Jozu here to bounce the character back to hand, and since he's at 5 or less with the Boa, he is able to draw a card. So you can see some of the value that Boa can get in this deck, as opposed to how Doflamingo is not able, you know, to do the same kind of value plays like that. And here we go, we do see the Silver's Rayleigh able to come down on the board. This is exactly the spot that Shanks wants to be in, being able to play these characters down, because he's guaranteed to clear some of their bodies out. The Boa player does combo out of that Shank swing, and he is going to Pudding for him to have to shuffle his hand, and you can tell him shuffling his deck here. I do not think that the Shanks player is very happy about losing that hand. And that's why Pudding is so good, I think, into a lot of matchups, because by the time, you know, you see your opponent, some of these tougher matchups who, you know, deal with the 8+ Dawn turns really, really well against you, you can Pudding and try to stop their game plans. Hopefully for him, he was able to draw another Rayleigh or some other cards. Is going to take a lot of damage here with the Jozu being buffed up, and now swinging in with the Jinbei being buffed up. Is going to combo out of the Jinbei swing, and probably going to have to take this Boa swing. Maybe not wanting to drop 2 cards, but he does have a 2K in hand, so he is able to get out of it with that leader effect. At 10 Dawn, and yeah, we see here the Shanks coming down. A great card in this matchup, because now all of the bodies that Boa wants to play down, most of them are going to have to, you know, be buffed up if they want to swing into leader now. So he was able to combo out of this, choosing to use the cards in his hand. And in Boa, you can stay pretty healthy in life, because you don't mind using cards in your hand, because the leader effect with a lot of your plays bouncing stuff back to hand lets you draw some cards. We see the Perfume Femur and a couple other cards he put back on the top of his deck. That could come in clutch later, but we did not see a kill spell. So very unfortunate. We know for the next 3 turns, he's not going to get anything to clear off these big bodies. So maybe just trying to swing into life and get some cards out of the hand of Shanks. Probably the best call to do here. He does take the Boa. Is going to play the Jozu, which lets him bounce 1 and draw a card back to his hand, because he bounced something and he's at 5 or less. Is choosing to bounce the small character back to hand, because he does have to bounce something back if he's able to, and then he gets to draw with the Boa. There we go. Able to put the Jozu now on the board, but this could be killed as well if he has another good card in his hand. Swinging at life here, just going to combo out. Swinging with the Rayleigh, having to trash 2. And finally does take his first life of the game there, and now able to swing in with the Shanks. Not seeing another kill spell here. Very unfortunate. We know that he doesn't have anything coming on those 3 cards that we saw earlier. Trying to cycle. He's got one there now. Now he can put one on the top of his deck, and hopefully he can draw into it. But he is sitting at the 5 cards, so he's going to have to find a way to play some cards and bounce them back if he wants to draw. It doesn't look like he's able to do that, so he's just stacking up Dawn on the Boa to swing in. And you can see this matchup now turning into the favor of the Shanks player, because he's able to have these big bodies on the board. And the, you know, Boa is not having a lot of ways to, you know, really clear that out. Able to use the Boa to tap down the Shanks to not be able to attack him. And very nice on the Boa player being able to, you know, get a couple hits in that turn. Keep something tapped down. So now next turn, hopefully he can see, you know, be able to play the Gravity Blade that he has in his hand. Is just going to swing Shanks into the Jozu, not wanting to see that bigger body on the board. Going to sack a couple Dawn up on the Shanks. Maybe just trying to decide how much he wants to do here. Swinging in with the Rayleigh. Gonna get combo out here by 2. Swinging into with Shanks, taking this one to the hand. And then now, yep, just able to kill the Boa. And now here he does he have any cards in his hand? Yeah, he's got a couple cards he just put down there. Oh no, he searched with the Goku here, and he does find a Boa, but we see a kill spell go to the bottom of the deck, so that's unfortunate for him to not be able to add that to his hand. Is going to tap down a Shanks here. Swinging at the Boa, comboing out, and this is really unfortunate for the Boa player, not able to play a kill spell there. He does have cards in his hand, but I'm not sure he can combo out of this, right? Like, you got all these Shankses on the board. You got the Rayleigh. He can still stack up Dawn on all these characters. Now he can just swing in here for the game, stacking everything up. Nice game by these two dudes. Really cool to see this matchup. And now, yeah, you can see here, he's just searching for a kill spell. He didn't see one that entire game. And finally, the Gravity Blade at the bottom there. That one search was unfortunate. Shanks is the winner. I'm going to get these deck profiles on the end of this video. So I wasn't able to get the deck profiles in time, but I will link them in the description of the video. Please leave in the comments down below what you guys think of these videos. I love doing them. They are a lot of fun, and the players love getting recorded. Please leave the channel a like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Peace.